Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Theta. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, I would recommend you check that out before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of this video. Now, jumping into the daily chart, you can see that we are coming down for a nice double bottom pattern potentially over here. Obviously, if you count the wick, but you can see that we are in a downtrend, a bit overextended to the downside, away from the EMAs. If you look at the RSI, we're getting into the oversold on the index, and we're losing this RSI support that we've held over here. So potentially, right now is the best time to be getting in. Bitcoin's plummeting as well. So yeah, I think this does this does remind me of the September dip that we had, and I think towards the end of December we might start picking up. Obviously, not a financial advice, but I'm just buying the dip as much as I possibly can. So your last support level that I want to see held is $3.47 because if you start losing that, like I said in the previous video, you are potentially going to be entering a long-term downtrend and you just want to hold this support, right? And I don't think we're going to, drop any lower than this. We might have a wick below this level, but I don't think we're going to lose $3.47 or 48 cents on the fib to be exact. So yeah, this is your main support level. You don't want to lose that because once you do that, then you can start asking yourself the question is, Theta potentially going to be in a bear market trend? Because you can see what it's doing right now is it's forming a descending triangle over here. And a descending triangle is usually a bearish pattern with a breakout target to the downside. So yeah, sometimes you do break out to the upside, obviously, but with this selling pressure, there is a possibility that we may just break down from here and land on a potential, previous swing high over here or over here. But I don't envision that yet, right? If Bitcoin starts losing major support levels, then yes, we can potentially see that. But as of now, it's just good for buying the dip. Now, if you enter right now and you want to look for a nice, quick flip, for example, right? You don't want to hold the tokens you buy right now for a very long time. You can look for a selling point at $4.97. That's a 29% trade. You can look at a level if at the at the pink trend line over here, the resistance line. So that's about 68% trade. Or you can even look at the golden ratio over here that we have on the fib. That's around about 130% trade. So yeah, it depends on your time frame for how long are you willing to hold the tokens, you know, and yeah, but obviously the first thing you want to look for is a bounce off the 20 EMA as well, because once you're so overextended from it, you are going to have a relief rally potentially, bounce off the 20 EMA and get pushed further back down, or you can just break it as resistance, back test as support, and start climbing and get that bullish cross, on the way. But there is a risk that we potentially just get rejected from it and get sent back down. That's what happens a lot of the time. But you can see there's a gap already, a pretty big gap in between the EMAs. And the last time this kind of happened, you can see the kind of candles we're getting, right? You can see how these big candles that you get usually after these pullbacks. And this does look very similar to this. So I think right now is the best time to be getting in to all the projects. And yeah, taking a look at the RSI once again, you can see that we're losing this support. So you're oversold, great entry point. Now let's jump into Binance. Now jumping into Binance, we're on the daily chart. Taking a look at the MACD over here, you can see that we're in this bearish cross since November 10th, and we're getting overextended to the downside. So all these overextensions to the downside can only mean the fact that we're going to have a reversal very soon. On the stochastic, as you can see, you're in the oversold as well, and each time you've been in this area, you've gone up. Obviously, that's how the markets go. And that's how the markets work. If something goes down, it's going to have to go up. And if something goes up, it's going to have to come back down. Now, taking a look at the fib level that we have set up over here, on the Binance chart. So you can see that we have the swing low September 27th to the swing high over here November or October 30th. And from there, we have the targets to the downside. So we've lost the first fib level, right? And once you break through the first fib level, you're in a target to the 1.618. I did mention this in the last video. And right now we're losing the 1.272, which I had as a nice support level in the last video as well. After that, you do have $3.62, and then your 1.618 target is at $3.20. Now, if you start getting to $3.20, which is your technical target, it is lower than the July low, right? So ideally, I don't want to see us come back down to the 1.618 because that would mean that you are going to lose this low. What can also happen, like I said, is you can have a pretty big wick to the 1.618 and then just get back up, just like you had a wick over here, as you can see. That's a pretty big wick. So that's something that can happen. So if you have your order up, you can potentially get filled. But, I'm not saying it's going to get there, obviously, but it's on its way to this target at $3.19. So if you're going to set a buy order at that zone, just set it a bit higher, right? Set it at $3.25, 24 cents, just so you increase your chances of getting filled. And yeah, after that, hopefully we're going to bottom out at these, fib levels at the 1.414, at the 1.618, and then we're going to start moving up. But like I said, I don't know if we're going to get as low as the 1.618. Now let's jump into the weekly chart and see what's going on over there. So stochastic is moving all the way to the oversold on the weekly, and that is quite bullish in my opinion, because it's better to be oversold, get into a project, and then be on the train while it's riding all the way to the moon, right? And on the MACD, we have a bearish cross as well. We're getting overextended on this bearish cross, but look how overextended we were over here. Now we're just getting below the histogram, and yeah, so like I said, everything's pointing towards a reversal very soon. Obviously, we can go into the bear market tomorrow, right? But I really don't think that's going to happen, and I think there is still going to be a blow off top in this bull market, but that's just my opinion. You shouldn't base your investments strictly and specifically and only on my opinions. You should have your own. You should digest the entire sentiment of the market. Watch multiple YouTubers, watch multiple technical analysts, and just pay attention to the news, because the news do mean a lot in this space. So if we take a look at the weekly over here, so if I draw out this over here, this support trend line, and you can see that we're coming back down to it. We've held this support over here on the weekly chart March 9th. So if you see yourself all the way at 36 on the weekly RSI, that is potentially a nice buy level for you. So you bounce off of it, and then you're pretty much off to the races. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If I missed out anything on the charts, let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. We do have a Telegram chat and a Discord server as well, where you can request technical analysis and get constant news from the crypto world. Also, we do have a Patreon. Make sure to check that out. And that's pretty much it. I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.